So when it comes to the development of the academy and what I'm calling the language and form of magic and primal power, right? It's a collection that I hope to get through an observation and study of when we are in a moment, stub your toe and you say a phrase or you feel a thing, right? And it's those moments of expression where you can connect to meaning. I believe that the original form of language comes from an expression of what they were trying to articulate in the moment of initial expression. So if you say shit and you stub your toe, it's the shit. And then what follows, right? So you have a different expression of what language could become. And if we can look at universal sorcery as a foundation of trying to give a universal expression to a system of experiences, then we can create a language that more encapsulates an understanding of these experiences, so that while no language might currently exist, or there might be different words for that same thing, there are root sounds within those words, those root connections within those words and meanings and what they actually do when they're walked out, as opposed to conceptual, right? What is the unspoken aspect of that word, right? Mark Twain had the unspoken prayer that he created, right? Whereas one side prays for victory, but that same unspoken aspect of their prayer for victory means the downfall, the ruin, the starvation, the famine, the disease, and the pestilence that will befall their enemies. Because that to them is the only way that would be victored, especially if they're in a war environment. And so this again becomes, you have to be very careful on how you structure. So if you pray for victory in battle, the outcome will be war, disease, death, ruin, loss, sadness, despair, all of the horrible sides of humanity. Because you're doing one, the other follows.
Right. The yin and the yang.
So understanding what those root meanings are when you create a blessing. Is it a blessing or is it a curse? What you mean to bless with can also be the means by which something else is destroyed. It's the separation of meaning, understanding, cataloging it. So when you feel something and you mean something, you're congruent, right? That is the root of that description. That is the root of that foundation. And this is what we study. This is part of what we study and what we seek to study through other people's interactions with these things. So as you learn it and we record it, it provides for a firm foundation from experience, not just arbitrary belief. So that's just one of the long-term projects that we're up to.